The only reason I asked that is because I went through and I was just watching your YouTube videos and I was just analyzing what's happening. I've noticed that when the light, I'm sure you've seen it when you go back and rewatch, when the light changes out here, it kind of makes it to where sometimes people are dim. Like your most recent episode.
No. That's the episode I had with this guy Skylo. Something happened. I got corrupted.
Oh.
And I tried to. And on my computer, the program itself, it's fine. But when I upload it again, there's a corruption that's happening from my
from the data
thing
transfer?
to transfer to YouTube.
Oh,
right. So something's going on, and I try to upload it again. It keeps on coming out like that, like all fucked up. But the other videos are not doing that. It's just that one that did that.
Yeah.
If you look at my other videos, they're all normal.
The only other one that was weird was the one with Joel Beasley.
What's that? What happened with that one?
Did you see the glitching that happens like halfway in?
I gotta figure it out. I didn't notice that, man. I'm still trying to learn the program
and stuff, so I just like looking at stuff like that. But like it starts doing this.
So then, I don't understand what's going on because the same thing happened with the other video. What's going on with that? I'm trying to figure out what happened.
What software are you using?
This thing on my computer. It's called Champ Video, whatever. It's like I pay for it monthly, and it like I upload everything, and then I could download it either 4K or 1080p, and then I can transfer it to YouTube. That's what let me know. I didn't know that video got messed up too.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
Yeah.
I have to figure it out. It's because it's on my computer. It seems fine because I watched the whole video. It's fine on the computer. But then when I upload it, something weird happens.
What type of, is that a MacBook you use?
No, I use a Microsoft Surface Pro.
Microsoft? I wouldn't be able to give any type of, I use like all Apple.
Yeah,
like
don't start with it, man. Everybody's just like, you gotta get Apple, I don't like Apple because I like Android, I like Microsoft.
Yeah. I just like having security when I get on the internet, you know? Like if I want to watch some porn, at least I'm not gonna get virus.
You know what? Yeah. You can't get virus with that?
Yeah, you're gonna get a virus.
Really? Oh, I don't watch porn on my computer.
Yeah, I don't think, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
So why?
Apple is so secure. Like they will hire somebody if they can hack into their system. Nobody's able to do it yet.
So same thing with like phones when you do incognito mode, right? Is that what it does?
Incognito, the only thing that's doing is just making sure like once you clear your search history and stuff, no, like you don't have to clear your search history is what I'm saying. Like if you're incognito mode, nobody can see it once you get off of it.
So but it's
not protecting you from any viruses. Apple, their encryption is so crazy. Nobody can break it. At least not yet. There's nobody that's been smart enough. I know this is a weird thing.
So you're good with computers? I'm gonna need somebody's help, man. I don't understand what's going on. I can't understand. I'm just trying to figure things out, and I watch stuff on YouTube, but I still can't. I'm not computer savvy, man. I'm a mechanic. I'm not a computer tech. You know?
Yeah, I sound like I'm good with computers. I'm not though.
Oh, okay.
But I just know some things, like I don't know, stuff I care about.
So like now you're trying to get out of it.
I couldn't code or anything.
No one's asking you that, but like just to talk about the video, because when I uploaded Skylo's video, he told me the same thing too. He was like, watch my video back, and then after like a while, it just like goes into like this weird, you know, like it starts glitching, it's act all crazy. I was like, I wonder why that's happening. And then you just told me now about Joe Beasley's video. I didn't notice that before because I watched the first like 15 minutes of it. And I was like, all right, it seems good. Yeah. And then after that, I guess I didn't notice that, you know?
It literally, out of nowhere, his face starts to warp like this, like, and then the whole video, I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah. But besides the video quality, I mean, it was a great interview.
Yeah,
I'm coming across like a hater. I hope not.
No. Yeah. I'm open to all criticism, man. I'm still trying to get this stuff off the ground. You get me?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to interview people and well, mostly comics because most of it that I'm trying to do is just mostly a comic podcast.
That makes sense.
But I'm still trying to figure it out too, man. Obviously, you look at anybody's podcast, like the first 10 episodes, they're like really shitty, you know.
Yeah.
But sure. I'm still trying to figure it out little by little because I do it. I'll record down and then like tomorrow's when I edit everything. You get me in the morning. Yeah. And it takes about an hour just to upload the video, like into YouTube. I mean, onto my program. Like after I put the memory chip inside my computer, and then like it takes like an hour to download an hour of that thing into my program.
I have a friend. I'm gonna have to ask him, maybe get his opinion on it. He makes videos as well. He's really good. Maybe shoot. So his mom lives out here in Clarksville, so if he's ever out this way, maybe I could see if we could set something up and like he can maybe figure out why it's doing that. I can't even think of a reason why it would be doing that halfway through. That is weird. I just blame it on Android, dude.
No, I wonder because my brother's my brother's helped me a lot set everything up. My brother one that told me, he was like, what program are you using? I told him that program that I had because it came with my computer. And you just got to pay monthly for you to get access to everything.
It came
and
with
he's
the
like,
computer.
Yeah, it came with the computer. It's like this AI thing that they have.
Yeah.
And my brother was like, you probably shouldn't use that. You should use this other program. He told me, he was like, it's a much better program when it comes to making YouTube videos.
Yeah.
But I never listened to him because I never listen to my family, right? You never want to listen to your family.
That's right.
And I'm like, I don't want to do that. He's like, all right, man, I feel like it's not going to be the best quality with what you have. That doesn't seem like good quality.
Yeah.
And so now you're telling me that. I'm like, fuck. Now I got to tell my brother. My brother's going to fucking tell me. I told you.
Have you heard of CapCut? Do they have it on there?
CapCut?
Yeah, that's what I used to edit.
Is that my brother told me CapCut?
I love CapCut, dude. It's a part of like the same company as TikTok, ByteDance. That's the
the company ByteDance. Yeah.
But it's.
I think really still my brother told me. Now I don't know. I don't remember now.
There's CapCut. I can't remember if the other one's called Pro Tools, or maybe I don't know. I can't.
So maybe I should delete that program and get a different program.
100%.
I think it might be the program then.
I really think.
You might be right because sometimes when I open the program, like and I finish making a video and I upload it to YouTube, I have to go back on the program. Like the program tells me this video cannot be found. I'm like, well, I just finished uploading this video, so what happened to the video? Yeah. And then I have to re-download the video in order to look at the video again.
Oh yeah, it's 100% the
program. You think it's a program?
I think so.
Well, I'm retarded, so I'm not a fucking
retarded.
Yeah.
Is this all being recorded right now?
Yeah,
we already started.
It's been started, bro.
Oh, I kept looking at the camera too, and I was like, "Am I looking like right at the people?"
It doesn't matter. You can look at the people. They can look at you.
Hey.
It records as soon as you start walking in, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because conversations should happen out of nowhere. It shouldn't be like, "Hey, welcome to the show." You know?
I feel you.
It should just be natural.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad, man.
You didn't know.
Don't upload that first part.
No, we're gonna upload everything. We're gonna upload everything. the whole thing is gonna be in there.
Oh man.
Hopefully your face by now is gonna start going this. You just all crazy.
It's probably already started warping. Well, it's not in the program yet, so we're probably good.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna delete the program. I'm gonna unsubscribe to that program, delete it, and I'm gonna download the program my brother was telling me. Yeah. Because he was telling me, I think it's not the same thing you were saying. The CapCut, whatever you said.
I like CapCut. CapCut is really
I think that's what he was telling me, but I'm not 100% sure. I haven't told my brother in a little while.
There's plenty of others, but
yeah, he does really good. My brother has like really nice, like his videos are very well edited. Yeah. I mean, he does videos on TikTok. I could show you a video so you can see the difference in his videos between like shit that I make because it's I don't know. I'm just a dick. I never want to listen to my brother because I hate listening to my little brother. But his videos are like you see like his videos are well like edited and stuff like that. So like he makes like really well like videos on TikTok, whatever. But he has like he has a better camera than I do. He has like a Sony, but I forgot what it's called. But he has like this extra lens that he bought with it. It costs like $1,000.
Even your camera is not the problem. A lens would go a long way too. I know it's like, why even buy the camera then?
Yeah. The lens will expand. My brother's paying like $1,000 something for the lens.
Yeah.
So I was like, and mine comes off, so you can put another lens. I'm like, God damn, another lens.
You know what's a crazy place to find them though?
Where?
Pawn shops.
Pawn shops?
Yes. When I'm looking for tech, I go to pawn shops.
Get the fuck out of here.
I swear to God.
I don't believe it at all.
I swear.
In pawn shops? Pawn shops to me, I go there to buy jewelry and instruments. That's what I see mostly at pawn shops. Jewelry and instruments.
Instruments?
Instruments, yeah. They got like random guitars.
Yeah, they do. Man.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But fucking drums, you're like, what the fuck?
I'm telling you.
You have a drum with like 3 different snares? What's going on here?
There's literally, what's it called? I can't remember the name of the pawn shop. But it's out here. It's not too far from here.
There's a lot of pawn shops here, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of, but I stopped by it and I went in there and I was looking for a mic. Because I was thinking about starting back up, because I had a podcast. Mm-hmm. I just stopped, but I was thinking about starting back up.
Yeah.
And I was going to find a new mic, a Sony MV7 or something like that. Not the SM7B. SM7B is like you got to plug it into the interface, and then you got to plug it into a cloud lifter, and that makes the sound up higher. The MV7, it's like literally just straight into a USB into your computer, and it'll get the sound. but it's still really high quality in comparison to like other mics. Like you could get one for normally it'd probably be around 200, but I seen one at the pawn shop for $90.
Okay, I gotta go to
Like
the
that's
pawn shop.
half off.
Yeah, I gotta go to the pawn
And there
shop.
were hella lens in there as well.
You were telling me recently that you were a musician. Is that what you really? Is that what you do?
Yeah.
So you started comedy just to kind of like try it out, or kind of like you're serious, or what's the deal? Because I mean, you're funny, dude. You go up there, you have some good laughs. You get me? You got some good jokes.
Yeah.
You know, but you seem a little awkward up there. I'm guessing because you're still kind of new. You know, you still.
No, I'm actually just awkward and kind of autistic.
Yeah.
That's just like me.
Yeah,
natural. Like believe it or not, this is like the least awkward for me is when I'm on stage. But as far as being a musician, here's how it started.
Yeah. Go ahead, tell me.
I grew up I was poor. Like we grew up kind of bad. Like looking back on it now, I understand how poor I was.
Yeah.
At the time as a kid, I thought it was just like a game. Oh, the lights are off. No, why are the lights off for 2 months at a time? You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So we would go to my grandma's house a lot because my parents, like, they were working a lot too.
Yeah.
And just my father was going through his own thing at the time. So I would be at his mom's house. And you remember when Vivo was a huge thing? Do you remember that?
Vivo?
Like Vivo, they always played music videos.
Remember MTV used to play music videos?
Yeah, they did too.
Because it depends. How old are you?
I'm 26 in a month.
So you're not, I guess. I mean, I'm 33, so I mean, I remember mostly it was just MTV used to play music. But yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry.
But, I think it was Comcast. They had DirecTV, and Vivo was on there. I guess it was this. All they do was show music videos, and I got obsessed with Michael Jackson. And I was like, dang. At first, I tried like dancing like the music videos.
Yeah, like everybody does.
Yeah. Quickly found out that I am not gonna be Michael Jackson. Yeah, that didn't go well. I can dance a little bit, but not like he was.
Plus, you need the type of father to
you know what I'm saying?
to push you to be that kind of crazy.
Yeah, my dad wasn't beating me to dance. He was just beating me. But no, I'm joking. But I just started on pots and pans, just banging on them. And my grandma, she felt like I was actually staying on beat, and she encouraged it. You know, normally old people don't want to hear a bunch of banging, but she actually encouraged it and pushed me to keep, like, she would give me spoons and pans every day. I would come over there and just encourage me to keep trying. So I kept doing that. Eventually, when I got to middle school, I decided to join the band, and I started on percussion. I started out with the snare, xylophone. I had everything, and I was really good my 6th grade year, and I kept getting first chair. So they had like, you ever been in band?
Yeah, of course.
So
when I was in middle school,
that chair system.
Yeah.
I kept getting first chair, and I got bored. I was like, dude, nobody else is good. I was like, I want to do something I'm bad at.
Yeah.
So then I started moving around instruments. I think the first one that I picked up was the trombone, and it was so nasty, dude. So much spit builds up in those.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's gross.
I used to play the everybody started with the flute, like, and the recorder and the flute, right? Yeah. And then I started doing what's it? The thing is not
it's
trumpet.
The one that goes like this. Yeah, that's the trombone.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Right? And then like the end, you have to like lift a little thing and take all the spit out. Dude. It was, and you have to buy the fucking, the mouthpiece and whatever and stuff like that. So, I did that for a while. I just hated it because it was so big. You had to carry that shit around through school. Yeah. Enormous fucking thing. Yeah. But, yeah.
100%. And then I didn't like the trombone. I was like, too much spit builds up.
Yeah.
So, I went to the tuba. I don't know why I chose to do that. That's even worse.
It's huge, man.
It is huge.
Yeah.
And yeah. So here's what made me stop the tuba. I'm fat. I've been fat my whole life. I noticed the guy that was playing tuba with me, he could just set the tuba in the chair, like, and have his legs like this, and he'd be fine. Yeah. My legs were too fat. I couldn't set the tuba in the chair, so I'm literally trying to hold the tuba suspended in the air and blow out at the same time. I was like, I'm not about to keep doing this. This is stupid.
Doesn't a tuba go around you, or is that a different instrument?
No, that's a sousaphone.
A sousaphone?
Yeah, you talking about when they're marching?
Yeah. It's like really big and it goes like around your body.
It's a tuba, but you can wear it. But
it does the same sound, same notes,
same sound,
but it's just called something sousaphone.
Yeah, it's just because the sound goes through a different way and comes out. A tuba is something that you would just hold like this.
Okay, so you couldn't do that, and then what happens?
I ended up switching to the trumpet, and that's what I stuck with. And I got really good at the trumpet. Like
Yeah,
my inspiration was like Louis Armstrong, obviously famous black trumpet
yeah.
player. Uh, I just forgot the other guy's name. I look like a liar now, but I'm not lying.
No, I got you.
But yeah, and I dove really deep into it. I actually have a picture that I want to show because I just remembered somebody sent it to me. But this is me, and I'll be doing performances
Holy shit!
all the time. I don't know if they can see that.
No, they probably can't.
Probably can't. But yeah, I did a lot of that, and I played the trumpet for years, and we even went to competitions and such. And anyway, I'm rambling now.
Yeah. So you play that now? You like playing the jazz, or what? What do you do? That?
I actually don't play trumpet anymore. I went to originally I was going to MTSU to pursue music. Then my father, mother, and my younger sister moved to South Carolina,
Okay.
and my older sister moved to Chattanooga because she was going to school there.
Yeah.
Me and my family at the time were not getting along. Obviously,
Family. Yeah.
So from then on, my grandma, all around the same time, she ends up getting really sick, like she's losing her mind. I don't know what was going on. I can't remember. I think dementia and all types of stuff. She ends up in the nursing home, and I had to make a choice, and I was like, either I leave and I leave my grandmother by herself, and keep in mind, my grandmother, she's basically the one that I don't want to say she's the one that raised me because my parents did their job as much as they could. But as far as making me the person I am and instilling values into me, it was her. So I had to choose between taking care of her or going to school. And I chose to leave school. And I I came back home. And I didn't have nowhere to stay.
Yeah.
So like off rip, like out of high school, I had to grow up immediately. There was no time to explore and be good at anything or figure things out, slowly.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I was thrown into the fire. It was, I don't want to reveal everything.
Yeah,
like,
I get
not
you.
at this moment, but yeah, I was thrown into the fire, basically.
Yeah.
And it was really hard. So took care of her, and I was at the nursing home every day. Like that's actually where I started. I feel like learning that I'm funny. Like I was funny in school. People would think I was really funny then, but I was making old people laugh now. And I was like, dang, people really laughing. Yeah. Like I thought I was just funny because we're stupid kids. Dude,
yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah.
But I didn't really think about it that way then at the time because my focus was her. And she ended up passing 2020. COVID killed everybody.
Yeah.
And then I ended up losing my job at Walmart. I was a manager at this time when she passed.
At this Walmart?
No, not the one in Springfield, Tennessee.
Okay, you were a manager, like a manager,
not like a manager,
but like a shift manager.
Yeah, like a team lead. Yeah, I was over the front end, so I was over all cashiers, janitors, and basically just cashiers.
Good job.
And Walmart. I had to,
They fired you?
Yes.
They got rid of you.
It was devastating. The money was so good, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
For Walmart?
For Walmart. Walmart pays a lot. Like they were paying me to drive to work, and they were paying me over $20 an hour.
But you were working there for a while before you got manager, or you just had a...
I got promoted in the first year I was there.
Okay. Wow, okay.
Yeah. So I don't want this whole thing to be tragic. I'm trying to get to how I
No, go ahead, dude. Take your time. Take your time. It's totally fine.
But the story is tragic to get to this point. But after I lost my job at Walmart, and the next month I lost my apartment. Like everything in it.
You're gonna continue there, but I'm gonna let you know we had some with a similar story, but I'll let you finish and then I'll tell you my story so you can see.
Okay, cool.
Okay, go ahead.
But and I had a daughter, like my daughter, my old lady. We were in this apartment and everything was going great. I was making a lot of money, and rent out here is cheap.
Yeah, of course.
Like I think we were paying $800 a month.
Yeah, which is still good price.
Yeah, and I was making obviously way more than enough because they was paying me like $100 something a day to drive.
Yeah.
And my regular paycheck and bonuses. So, dude, I was doing good. But we lost everything. All my possessions, all my instruments, everything gone. And we could not get it back. And that's a whole nother story in itself. There was actually, we weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
Like the apartment complex, they took our stuff.
Yeah.
No notice, nothing.
Yeah, because you didn't pay and you got evicted, right?
I never even missed rent yet.
They just stole your stuff?
They took everything. So my mom had gotten her. I didn't want to.
Oh my God!
I know.
Okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry. Let's go. Here's the stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say it's so much.
It sounds so great. All right, we just keep on going. Go ahead.
People are like, this guy's lying. I'm not lying. I swear. I've had a tragic.
Yeah. It sounds even worse. It gets worse and worse when you think through. Yeah,
go ahead. Have to be like off-camera conversation. Yeah,
for sure. Go ahead. So
anyway, after I lost that, I started doing door-to-door sales because that's the only place that would hire me immediately.
Yeah.
So. First, I went to jail. Then I did door to door.
Okay.
I did door to door, and I had to come out of my shell. Like I've never been like a really reserved guy, but I've never been like just out and open and just
of
how
course.
I am to get on stage. You got to be some type of crazy to be able to get on stage, and open. But door to door, it brought me out of my shell as far as that. Super nervous feeling of talking to new people. I didn't have a choice. If I don't knock on doors, I'm not making money. Then that means now my daughter's not eating. So I had to do things that I wasn't comfortable with. And I did that for a summer. Came home, need another job, started serving. Then I went to barber school. I heard you say something about going to barber school.
Yeah, I want to go to barber school to make a little extra money aside. Yeah.
The money's not that good right now.
No. Well, yeah. Well, not like I'm not hoping to make money off it. It's just the fact that like I've been a mechanic for like 14 years.
Yeah.
And I've been almost everywhere in the world because I was in the military too. And what makes money for mechanics, like on the side, like if you're a mechanic and you could do this, it's like doing barber stuff, right? Like if you cut hair on the side, like a lot of dudes that you work with are gonna get haircuts. Like, hey, I'll go to the shop early and I'll give you guys haircuts, $20 a pop. And as much as they're charging now, dude, I took my son to get a haircut. It was $50. That's not even including tip. I was like, dude, you don't need tip.
$50.
$50. That's all you need.
It's like complain about not getting a tip.
Yeah, it's like, no tip. It's like, dude, you just charged me $50. You took 45 minutes. That's more than $50 an hour.
Yeah. So you're making a lot of money.
Yeah, you make a lot of money. You don't need the tip, bro.
I can understand if prices were still $15. Sure. I'll tip a little bit.
Of course. Back in the day, it was like $8 for a haircut when I was a kid. So, but my sister's a barber in Florida, and she charges like $80 a haircut.
80?
Yeah. And she does really good hair. Like it's really good. She's been doing hair since like 20 years now. So to me, it's just like crazy. But yeah, I want to do barber on the side to kind of make a little extra money. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. But I was saying, like, I know barbers make a lot of money. For me right now, it's just not that good because I don't have, like, this large clientele.
Yeah, of course.
I'd love to, of course.
Yeah.
Maybe one day. We'll see what happens with the comedy stuff. But, yeah. How did I get to comedy?
So, So you said you...
Oh, yeah. This is how we're wrapping it up.
Yeah.
In barber school, there was this lady. Her name was Miss Queen. And
hold on, before you come here, would you go to barber school here in Clarksville?
No. I tried to go to one here, but they were scamming people.
The Queen City?
Yeah.
They were scamming people?
Yeah.
That's why they closed down?
Yes. They were taking money and nobody's getting their degree.
Oh my God. Jesus. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I feel bad.
So you went somewhere in Springfield, Nashville?
I went to a school in Nashville, Genesis Career College.
How long was it?
I didn't even finish yet. I was almost done.
Okay,
more tragedy.
Yeah, so it's just all tragic. We're
no more tragic stories. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you.
Go ahead.
Like a therapy session. Like, I should be paying you. But Miss Queen, she is the catalyst for me actually deciding to step on stage. Although I didn't do it immediately, but she would just watch me every day. And I just, at that time, I'm out of my shell now. I've done the door-to-door. I'm okay with talking. I'm talking in front of everybody all the time. And people are just dying laughing. Like, just with me telling regular stories, like, even if I'm not telling jokes, they're, like, weak every day. And she was a Christian lady, and she would always come in sometimes and be like, I just really, like, she would say it to other people, like, I just really feel like you need to do this, blah, blah, blah. And she would be praying for people. Then one day she come in for me and she was like, Victor, God told me to tell you something. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? I was just, immediately I was like, okay, this lady's crazy. No way he told you to tell me something. But she was like, yeah, I feel like you need to do stand-up. once she said that, I was like, what?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, God did not say that. Like, I was pissed. I know that's silly, but I was like, yeah. I was like, Miss Queen, you're confused. You need to go pray some more
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there's no way he said that. But she was like, no, I'm serious. And she kept doubling down on it. She would say it every day. She used to make us watch motivational videos, but for me, she changed it. And we started watching comedians. And then we would start watching their stories of how their life changed once they started doing comedy
Yeah.
and just like their build up into comedy and then how comedy took them further, just all types of stuff like that. And she would say this every day until I ended up having to leave school. And it always stuck in my head. Like I was in barber school almost 2 years ago now. And I just kept thinking about it. I was like, why did she say that? Like do stand up. So just every day I would start talking to people and then I started realizing people really are laughing and it's not like fake laughs.
Yeah.
You know when people give you
Yeah, of course.
that you know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
That's annoying. I was like, shoot, maybe I should try it. And one day it was just like really heavy on my mind. The first time I did stand up
Yeah.
and I was super nervous. That's the day I did that Dominican
Dominican
joke.
joke, yeah, which was
Yeah.
good. It was great. I like that joke a lot.
At that time, I didn't try to write that. I didn't come up with that until I was in the building and about to go on stage.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you write it down after, or what you do? Because
Still haven't written it down.
oh God, come on, man, you gotta write
It's
it
on
down, bro.
video.
Yeah, but you gotta write it down, man. Write your stuff down so you can have it. Because it's
Yeah.
I talked to a lot of comedians, and I don't know a lot of them, but very few of them are the ones that are like, no, I just riff on stage. I'm like, yeah, that's fun and all, but at least write it down, like what you're riffing or what, because it's like it might be funny enough where you can use it again somewhere else, and then you won't know how to, like I'm like 100% into comedy, right? Like I'm truly trying to be a comedian. I want to be, my goal, I don't care if I'm famous, right? My goal is to be a headliner. One day to do an hour, people pay to come see me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I take it very seriously. And like people that riff on stage, I'm not saying they don't take it seriously, but I feel like they're not trying. People that I see that riff on stage and they're funny, like I feel like they're not trying hard enough. I'm like, dude, you need to, if you're funny, just riffing on, write it down because you might be a lot funnier. And I like seeing other people get funny. Like I don't have a problem. I said this on the podcast before, but like I don't feel like comedy has any competition, right?
Yeah.
Because one person can like 10, 15 different comics and then go see 10, 15 different comics in a night or in a week, right? So there's no it's not like that one person's only gonna like one comic. So now it's competition. I have to get that person's like. You get me?
Yeah.
So there's no competition for me. But I do see sometimes that people that just kind of riff, if to me mentally, I feel like they're not taking it seriously. And I say, if you're not taking it seriously, just don't do it then. You get me? Like do it, be serious about it because it's something I'm really trying to do. And I like to see other people do good too. Because I like, there's other comics I like. I go to Jokers, I go to other places here and in Nashville. And there's comics that are on my same level that I watch. And I'm like, dude, I can't wait for that guy to become big. I want to see what he's going to be like in 10, 15 years. I like that comic. So I'm not saying shit about you.
No.
I'm just saying like that's the way I feel, So you gotta write, dude. You gotta just write it down if you're trying to be serious, right? Because it seemed like you were serious when I first met you over there. So I don't know if you're trying to be serious now.
I actually just started writing after we had that conversation.
Yeah.
That when y'all invited me to sit at the table.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
I started writing after that. So I have it in my notes now. Like even yesterday, I wrote down like a whole long page of just jokes. Like they were just coming to my head. I was like, I don't exactly have them exactly how I want to say it.
Yeah, of course. That's the point. Yeah.
Yeah, but I have the theme,
the premise or idea written down, and then you're gonna fix it later.
Yeah.
It's but that's good, man. Because I mean, if you're serious, are you like still doing like you say you still do music stuff now? Are you like performing somewhere? Is that what you're doing, or you're like part of a band?
Well, I actually go to churches and sing.
So you're like choir
church now. Like before, I was a drummer. I know I got into singing now.
Yeah.
But I was a drummer, and a few years ago, man, I drummed every week. Drumming for churches, I'm not gonna lie, it sucked. It did suck because I kind of felt used. One church that was my main church didn't feel like they should pay me, and because I was like, well, I feel like my service to the God I believe in is more important than being paid, so I kept going. And then I was drumming at other services and then going to my service. And then if they needed me after service, I would drum again. So now I'm just giving myself burnout
Yeah, yeah.
on top of burnout, and it just wasn't what I was looking for. Like I love drumming; it's my passion. I would do it every day, but I'm not going to be used anymore
Yeah, of course,
and
of course.
not be appreciated
Yeah,
for the gift that that I've developed.
yeah,
And especially when we're paying the other musician.
yeah.
That for
Everybody should
me,
be paid.
yeah,
Everybody should be paid, right?
yeah,
Because even
yeah,
the pastor gets paid. It's I used to go to church. I just I'm Christian, but I just stopped going to church
yeah.
because I've been going to church since I was a kid, right? And
Mhm.
I even went to the point where I used to be a mentor at a church, this big
Yeah.
church in Florida. It's called King Ray Jesus. It's
Hmm.
it's it's a televangelist church now. It became so big now it's on TV, you know.
Wow.
So and I used to go to that church, and I was like, I was gonna be a mentor, and then I lost my way because they were like, you can't, you need somebody else to be a mentor, and I was like, me and my brother were like, no, God's our mentor. Like you can't speak to God unless you speak to somebody else to speak to God. I'm like, wait, what?
Cool.
So yeah, only the pastor can speak to God. I'm like, wait, whoa, what's going on? So now I lost my way, right? So
Yeah.
and then the church would ask for like money, like too much. Like the half of the service would just be about giving them money. And I'd be like, look, I understand you got a tie, you know, I'm giving offering,
Yeah.
but when the whole 30 minutes of like the first 30 minutes of like the service is why I should give you my money, you know? And I was like, I can't go to church anymore.
Yeah.
I need to stay away from church. I think the church is getting messed up, but I still believe in God. I just don't believe in the churches anymore.
Yeah.
People get, we're humans. We get corrupted, you know? But
That's true.
if you don't mind me asking, what church did you go to here?
I don't want to name drop.
After you tell me, right? After the podcast, okay.
Yeah, professional answer.
Professional. That's good. Yeah, I used to go to a couple churches here. There's a really big one off Rossview I used to go to, and I stopped going to that one too.
I think I know.
I stopped going to that one because it started to become the same thing too with the whole money situation, and I felt kind of awkward and weird. But it's very few churches that ask for money anymore. It's just most of them do. So it's
I
a little
don't
weird.
even want to say most. I know tithes is a part of the service. It happens.
I get it. If you hit on it like for a few seconds, like, hey, listen, remember you got a tie today. We're passing around the bucket tie. But when you're like yelling and saying you won't get your blessing unless you give us money, give your money away. You need to give money to the church.
Yeah.
You're doing too much.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
100%. I have been to churches where, are we even here for the message now?
Yeah.
Like, why are we going for offering multiple times in a service?
Yeah.
You ever seen that before?
Yeah. I do it twice, like 2-3 times. Yeah.
Dude, I've seen where we do the regular tithe, then they're like, well, this is happening, and I feel like we should give money to the church. And
Yeah.
they start going around again. And then at the end, the speaker will be like, they'll say their thing. Bro, let me tell you this experience. I know I'm curving off a little bit, but it still has to do with money.
Yeah.
A guest speaker came to the church I was going to, and he was preaching. He was supposed to be a prophet. Like, he's the guy that hears from God.
Yeah.
And he was like, God is telling y'all to give me money. And, like, dead serious. And he's like, if you can give $100, line up on this side of the wall. And people got up, started lining up. If you can give 50, line up right here in the middle aisle. People start lining up. Anything less than 50, line up on this side. So as the people would come down, he would pray for everybody that was giving money. The $100 people, oh, these were the best prayers you ever heard.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, God's going to use you. You're going to be the next Medea.
Oh my God. I've seen that before. Oh my God, dude.
All I had to my name, because I guess I was so caught up at the time. I was a baby Christian. I wasn't very knowledgeable about the Bible or the Word and what it actually says. Now I am, because I was like, I'm not going to be taken advantage of no more. I'm going to know what the Bible says. And I dove deep into it. But anyway, I went and I gave like my last $3. That's all I had in my wallet. And he puts his hand on my head and he's like, God, just help him. And that was the prayer. And he sent me
on your way,
on my way. And I remember the defeated feeling I felt. Like, so many thoughts went through my mind. I was thinking about just going back and strangling him.
going back again, going back getting my money back. Can I get my $2 back?
But there were so many people. That man had to walk away with 20 bands. Though.
It's crazy.
It was insane. There were the people in the $100 were giving more. But yeah, it's a problem.
It's definitely a problem, man.
Especially in, I feel like, I don't want to say it's all over the world. It's definitely in the American church for sure.
It's definitely American church because I read this because I read a lot on Reddit and I read a lot of information.
Mm-hmm.
And I read this on Reddit that and I noticed because that's how our old church used to be. The pastor gets paid. There's not a salary. He gets paid a percentage of what the church's earnings, right? Like the pastor that church I used to go to a long time ago, I think it was like 8 or 9% of what the church makes, right?
Yeah.
And then like there was years that the church was making like $1 million or $2 million a year. You get me?
Oh my!
And they built a bigger church and a bigger and the churches got bigger. It got so big that they would have seats outside, right? And they have it on TV. And the church went to some scandalous thing. The pastor got caught sleeping with the secretary and kicked his wife out of the church. She used to be a pastor of the church too. And they're still following the church. And my dad still goes to that church. And the church is like they only preach about prosperity. Like they always say, give money because God's gonna give you tenfold tomorrow. There was one service. The pastor was like, somebody had gave money. He was like, "You're gonna win a lottery this year. You're gonna win." Like, yo, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, chill.
We're not even supposed to get.
Yeah, like stuff like that. You know, it's like it's to me, it's like it's getting way out of hand. So I try not to mess with the church too much because It's not I don't believe in God. I just don't believe that the churches are what they used to be, right? Because it's just all about money now, right?
Yeah.
And now that you don't have to pay no taxes, nothing. So it's like, I'm good, man. I'll pray at the house. I'll read the Bible and I'll deal with the situation when I get to heaven. If God says that it wasn't good enough, then, maybe I got whatever's coming. But I feel like I talk to God, I tell him, hey, listen, I just can't go to church. You know how I feel about it. Look at the stuff's going on. I don't want to corrupt myself,
I understand.
And if I use my money I use my money to help people. Like, I like say offering and tithing. My offering, I go to like when I see somebody in the street asking for money, I help them out, give money. I buy them food. You get me? Hey, you want me to buy you pizza, buy you a box of pizza, buy you food, stuff like that, I'll give to my own charity, like to any organization that I want to give.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like the church has my best interest anymore. Or most churches. So it's just the way it is. But we got into church. Anyways, you started comedy. Yeah. I wanted to say your similar situation happened to me when I was much younger. Mm. When I was in my 20s, I used to work at this AutoZone, right? And I was a manager there. Yeah. And I ended up getting fired because this girl that was working there was stealing. And so then they thought that I was helping her steal because it was on my shift. And I didn't catch it. It was like $1 or $2 at a time, right?
How would you see that?
I don't know, right? Yeah. But so what happened was one day this guy that I knew came to go change a part, because you can change a part out as long as you have the person's name. Change a part out. And I knew the guy, and I knew that he knew the other guy. Like they were all like in a circle, right? We all knew each other. Right, somehow, like we're all in the car scene together, and he changed his part out, and he said, "Yeah, I'm doing it for him." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." So he just signs the guy's name. I was like, "Great, whatever, no problem." I know the guy. So then he draws instead of the signature, he draws a dick on the signature, right? Mm-hmm. So my manager catches it, right, the next morning, and he's like, "Why did they draw?" And then he knew the guy, and so then he started an investigation. He called the loss preventions, and so the loss preventions saw me giving that part to that other guy, and then he started noticing that because once the way the AutoZone does it, they don't check the cameras unless something happens. Mm-hmm. So that the Los Frenches guy started checking the cameras like that whole year, and so noticing that girl was stealing, and so he's like, well, if he's giving that part away and that girl they're helping each other, they're stealing together, so they fired me because I was manager on shift. Oh wow! And then, I think months later they fired her, but they fired me. And what happened was, I was a kid. I was under 20. Well, I was like 22. And I was living paycheck to paycheck, when you're 20s, when you're young, you live paycheck to paycheck. And I ended up losing my apartment, losing my car insurance, losing my car, to everything. And I became homeless. I didn't have no kids at the time, but I became homeless on the streets, And I was living in friends' houses, sleeping on the streets, sleeping behind Walmart, stuff like that. And eventually, a friend of mine convinced me to join the military. And that's when I joined the military. And then it's changed better, now I have a house and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that's inspiring.
So it was,
that's cool.
I went from the bottom, because my dad kicked me out when I was like 17. Not to get too deep into it, but because he divorced my mom and got remarried, and then his wife was coming, and he told her that he doesn't have any kids, right? Yeah. So he kicked all of us out because we're all older, right? We're all 17, whatever. So he's like, you guys all got to get out. Why does he not have kids? I don't want her to not have kids. You get fucking right out. So I didn't have the help from my father. So, but yeah, and the way I got into comedy, I want to do comedy since I was a kid because our dad taught us comedy when we were kids. He used to my dad's really into black comedy, and my dad's super prejudiced against Hispanics, and he's Hispanic. Right? It's super weird.
Interesting.
My dad grew up in New York, so he's very prejudiced to Hispanic people, and he used to always tell us only black people can be funny in comedy. That's what he told us, right? I promise you, that's what he told me. He said, you see this? Because he used to watch Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy a lot. He used to be like, you see this, guys? He was like, it's not no white or Hispanic guy could be as funny as black people. I said, really? He's like, yeah, you can never find them. He said, comedy is for black people the same way football's for black people. That's what he used to tell us when we were kids, you know? It's my dad, man. He's a fucking crazy person, you know? And that always stuck to me. And I always thought to myself, I was like, I want to try it one day, you know? I would really want to try it one day. I never had the chance to until I never thought it was really funny, right? Friends, family thought it was funny. I never thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Until one day, I used to tell my wife for years, I want to do comedy. She's like, go do it. I never had the balls to do it. And one day I went to a charity open mic here in Nashville, and my wife went with me, and she signed me up behind my back. I wasn't gonna sign up. I was like, no, I just want to check it out. I don't want to go up. I just want to see what it looks like, to see what happens. She signed me up, and that's the first time I went on stage.
How did it go?
Not good. I didn't even know I was going on stage. Yeah. I had nothing to say. I went up there and did a minute of just me not trying to my voice to crack because I was nervous, and I was like, hello, you know, I didn't know what to do. But after I got off, I felt, to be honest, it was really late at night. It was 4 people in the crowd. Mm-hmm. I fell in love. I was like, yeah. I wanna figure out how to really make people laugh because nobody laughs. So what did I have to do that? You know,
it's crazy.
So I started doing comedy.
Accomplished?
Not yet.
You did that?
Not yet. I felt like I started something and I needed to finish it. Right? I was like, this started today. I was like, I need to find out how to do it though. I want to find out how this is done. So I've been doing it ever since. Well, I mean, the first time I did it was 2 years ago, and then I did it 3 times after that, and then I had to go overseas as a contractor because I worked over there for 2 years. Oh yes. And so then the whole time, I was always missing to be on stage, so I used to write. For 2 years, I just wrote. Did nothing but write every single day, man. I have over 100 pages of stuff that I've written, college jokes and stories that I've written, and I've been working. All the stuff you see me do is all stuff that I've been working on for years that I'm trying to figure out, you know. And then when I came back in October, I literally got fired in October from overseas, but that's a different story. But I came back in October, and that's when I started, and I started the same time as John and Lonnie. And that's how we all kind of went together, you know. We started from there. Now it's been October, November, December. It's been 4 or 5 months now since October. I don't know. I can't count.
5 months?
5 or 6 months. Yeah. And I've done 5 shows now, 4 or 5 shows. Wow. And I did my first 10 minutes for Jokers not too long ago, a few weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did a 10 minute. I did a middle act for a headliner. Yeah. John opened it, and I did the middle act, and that was the best set of my life, bro. Really? Yeah, I've never done that good before. It was crazy.
I couldn't imagine being up there for 10 minutes.
It was scary.
Yeah, but you had to hit your tone.
So DJ told me, hey, do 10 minutes, and I was like, all right, I think I'm gonna do 8. He said, whatever, just do whatever. And then when we got there in the green room, he was like, so we got a lot of time. He said, we have too much time. You know, he's like, so if y'all can stretch it out, then stretch it out, you know? So I think John stretches out to 5 minutes and change, almost 6. And I did my exact 10 minutes, I think. Yeah. And then DJ went up there and did 10 minutes, which he fucking killed because he's fucking awesome, dude. Yeah. You know?
I've been watching him.
Yeah, he's fucking dope, man. I love his comedy. He's great. He's 20 years, bro. He's been doing it, but his presence on stage is just phenomenal. And the headliner went up, and the headliner was a Christian comic. He murdered, man. Because most of his jokes weren't even... The jokes weren't funny. It's the fact that he had attitude. He was just yelling the entire fucking hour up there. He was yelling like he was about to murder somebody. It was such a good set. But yeah, dude, I've only been 6 months. I've been doing pretty good. It's just I want to get out of here because Nashville's not the spot for me. It really is not, dude. Nashville's I don't know if you've ever been to Nashville to do comedy yet, but it's very clean, right? The people in Nashville don't want to hear dirty shit, and they're very there's a certain type of comedy I like in Nashville that I really haven't figured out yet. You know, I'm not saying it's clean, you can't curse, but they're very a lot of places in Nashville are not like they don't want to hear trans jokes or anything too gay or anything too molestation or some of your kids like they're very like don't go too deep, and like I've been to other mics, different places where you can say whatever you want and you get laughs as long as the joke is good, like jokers. I say to people all the time,
jokers.
You can go up there and say whatever the fuck you feel like. So you can say racist stuff. You don't care. As long as the joke comes out funny, people are gonna laugh.
Yeah.
Like that dude. I don't know if you've been there, Uriah, that guy.
Yeah.
He goes up there with fucking weird jokes, but it still does good sometimes. You're like, I'm saying it's a good joke, but it's just weird.
Bro, one time he got up there and didn't say nothing, and people were laughing.
I was there.
What in the world?
It was so weird. Yeah, it's so weird.
Looking in the crowd. Why is everybody laughing?
Were you there? Were you at that set that he stuck his tongue out and pretended like he was eating pussy? Like, were you there?
Like, was he newer then?
Yeah, he's still new. He's still like not even a month old. You get me? But
he's still. I feel like he's done that, and I saw it. I can't remember.
I think you were there when he did it. He stuck his tongue out, pretend like he was eating a pussy, and it killed me. I was like, I can't believe.
I never want to see that.
But there's some people that have natural funny. You just gotta figure it out because it's being funny like in person. It's so different than being funny on stage. Being on stage it's a whole different situation, man. Because you have everybody just looking at you and they're waiting for you to say something to make them. They're waiting for a laugh. They're like, dude, make me laugh. When a conversation, you're not expecting anything to come out.
I definitely have been feeling that, and it's. Yeah, that's why I normally don't get nervous talking to people, like not anymore, but getting on stage to try to make somebody laugh.
It's hard.
Because I feed off of conversation. Somebody says something to me, like at work, I make people laugh, but only usually because somebody says something to me first and my wheels start turning.
Yeah, that's how I am too,
That's when I start getting to it. I'm not a punchline guy. Like, I'm not a guy that's going to get up there and be like, why the chicken cross the road?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got to set it up with the story.
So I get that, right? Because I know a lot of people like that. And I have, like, some of my jokes, yes, are stories. But sometimes I do write, like, jokes that I know they're going to have a specific punchline, right? And then eventually, while I'm on stage trying to tell a joke, there's things that I do. Because I get real awkward on stage. And, like, I do this thing a lot that people always tell me I do. And I started doing this a long time ago. I didn't notice I was doing it. I do it because I'm nervous. But, like, I'm reading off or the joke hits. And I'm like, that wasn't funny. Let me move on, right? But I'm saying it because I'm nervous, right? And, like, sometimes I just want to keep on going. And that makes people laugh, right? And so then I notice that's part of my act now. Like, when I'm fucking around the open mics, I do that. But I do tell stories. But I feel like you still have to have some type of punchline in between the stories. Because when you tell too long of a story, I've noticed that you just lose the crowd. You get me?
I can see.
They're waiting too long for some to get funny, and they're like, all right, and then they'll pay attention. And then when you say the punchline, a lot of people already lost. You get me?
True.
So that's why I talked to Cunningham. You know Cunningham? Short black dude that he's always hanging out with dreads.
Yeah.
I talked to him about that because he had his jokes just like stories, like a essay of stories. And they have a one punchline at the end. And I'm like, but everybody's already lost, bro. Like, nobody wants to listen that long. So if you're going to tell a story, you got to have multiple punchlines in between.
Yeah.
So you can keep them in the crowd. I don't know. I'm just talking shit.
No, you're right. I feel like the only thing that's been working in my favor is me being awkward when telling the story.
Yeah.
And because sometimes people are laughing during the story, and I'm like, that wasn't even the funny part yet.
Yeah.
But they're laughing, so I just keep rolling with it.
Yeah.
And I just keep telling it.
So that's what I'm saying. If you record yourself and you see what's making them laugh, like when you hear the laughs and you see what you did, you can use that as your act. You get me? Like, all right, I'm going to keep on doing this awkward thing that I usually do because I know it's helping people laugh. Because I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Comedy's not just telling jokes. It's an act, dude. It's the way you go up there and your presentation. You're presenting a funny person, right? Yeah. Like, you could just sit up there and not do anything. Yeah. But as long as you look funny or do something that looks funny or make people feel like they have to laugh, they're going to laugh, dude. That's all that matters.
So I was just thinking about it. I had this point come up at work before, and I told this guy, I was like, you're just not funny. You can say the same thing. It's not going to be funny.
Yeah.
And I told him a joke to say, and he said it, and nobody laughed. And I said it immediately after him, and everybody was just dying.
Yeah, it's the way you say it, man. It's an act. It really is an act. And that's why I figured out. That's why, because I listen to a lot of comics, and I a lot of comics that I listen to, that has like, they'll have like different jokes, and then they'll say things that it's not a joke or it doesn't sound funny, but it's the way they wait it. Because I can't listen to a podcast. I mean, I can't listen to a comedy set. I have to look at it because the person, the presentation is what makes it funny.
That's true.
So, like, have you seen Andrew Schultz's new special?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God, you gotta watch it, dude. It's a masterpiece. I'm gonna butcher, but there's a part that he talks about watching porn and seeing an uncircumcised dick for the first time, and he said like the girl had put the dick up, right? Like, and the skin went up, and she brought it down, and it looked like a guy was trying to take breath of air. He's like, you know, and just the way he did the face, I was like, oh my God, it was so fucking hilarious. I watched it twice. I was like, it's a masterpiece, dude. It sounds dirty and nasty, but the way he did the face, that was the fucking punchline. So, oh my God, I love comedy. It's the best fucking thing that we ever do. So, I mean, I just want to figure it out, you know, and like, I was trying to tell you guys, like I was trying to invite you with us to Nashville. Like, if you're serious, go with us to Nashville because that you can try other mics because just don't get stuck doing jokers all the time. You get me? Because you're never gonna see if anything else works somewhere else, right?
That's true.
So I don't know, man. I try to invite you, but you know, you seem like you're busy with music and stuff like that.
No, it's not even the music that's been keeping me the most busy. Right now, I'm the sole breadwinner. I have 2 kids and I have a wife. On the 3rd of April will be 7 years for us, and daycare right now was just too expensive. It's like $500 a week for both our kids. So
for school,
for daycare.
Oh, daycare. Okay,
they're not old enough for school.
Yeah, okay. I know daycare. Daycare's rough. Yeah.
My oldest will be this year, so that'll help with taking the load off of me. As much. Because, I mean, right now in this economy and doing entry-level jobs, like, you got to have 2 people working.
Yeah, of course.
Or have 2 jobs.
Yeah.
So, I work 2 jobs. I work at a place called AirTech. We build airplane parts. Obviously not that well. You've been seeing the news.
Yeah.
And I work at Texas Roadhouse. And my work schedule is just crazy. Like,
I
2 jobs, about 3.5 to 4 hours of sleep.
That's why you weren't there last night?
Yeah. And no more tragic stories.
But you worked last night? Is that why you didn't go?
That wasn't why.
No? Okay. Don't worry about it.
Off camera.
All right, well, this guy's a rough life, man.
I don't know why, dude.
Yeah.
I think it's because I'm discovering my purpose now. So everything is trying to stop it, but I'm going to keep pushing through. But I'm taking comedy serious. Like, I talk about it every day. I need to start posting videos again. I used to not want to be a comedian for a little bit because I made funny videos on TikTok.
Yeah.
I used to make normal videos. I was a Christian, like I was making Bible videos, and I wasn't really growing, but at the time I didn't care about that. But I noticed when I started making funny videos, people just kept watching and kept watching.
Yeah.
And like I made a funny video that was like, it was only like 5 seconds long. I had just got some braids, and they didn't even touch my neck. That's how short they were. And I said, don't you hate when you have real long braids and they touch your shoulders? And I just looked away and you could see the braid not going anywhere. That video got over 1 million views.
Oh, you went viral?
Yeah, I went viral. It was getting posted all over the place. It was getting posted on that page called Daquan.
Yeah.
That only posts memes. Like, dude, it was getting shared everywhere. People I didn't know were being like, you're the long braids guy. Like, people were recognizing me here in Clarksville.
So you got a lot of followers on TikTok?
Not really. I got to 10,000.
So that's a lot though.
I guess.
I can't get any followers on TikTok. I get so many views. I get 1,000 views, 2,000 views, 800 views. I get I post a video every day, Monday to Thursday.
Yeah.
Sometimes Fridays. And I cannot get any
call to action.
What's that?
So when you're posting your videos, it doesn't matter when you do it, really. You can, I don't know your video format. We can look at this and stuff after. But make them suggest that they follow you. It's like sales. It's simple sales tactics. But except you're doing it on the internet. Instead of trying to sell your product, you're selling yourself. And you're selling that follow button for them to tap it. I would put like, follow me for more or something. Or just flash follow or an arrow pointing to the follow button on TikTok or the plus button.
Yeah.
Just something that gets people to think about it. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be dramatic. But if they see something that's like telling them to follow, people are more likely to hit the plus button.
Dude, it sucks because
Yeah.
I'm stuck at 39 followers. Like, dude, why am I not getting followers? You
Yeah.
know, like I'm not. To me, with the whole YouTube, like the podcast, I don't care about promoting it because I read that usually after 50 videos, 50 to 100 videos, that's when YouTube starts actually flowing your videos into the algorithm, right? Because when they see it's under that, they kind of don't feel like you're serious, right? But once you hit like 50 to 100 videos, when they usually start taking your videos and then putting them in the algorithm. You get me? And that's when you start getting followers and views and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. So I got to be consistent, which I am. Every week I do a podcast. But on TikTok, every day I post videos. I don't understand for the God of me why I'm not getting people to follow. But now, since you're saying that, I'm going to try that. I'm going to try to be like, follow me, I'm going to fucking kill myself, you know? Like some shit like that.
And it sounds crazy, but that could be your thing.
Really?
Yes. That might work. Give it a try. I don't know. TikTok's guidelines were saying kill yourself. You might have to say something, unalive myself. That's what they say now.
Yeah, I got one strike before already.
Oh, so you know.
So yeah.
Yeah. Just watch your wording, but
yeah,
that could be your thing. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna talk about it after this. For sure. I'm like itching to say something, but I don't want to. I'm gatekeeping.
Yeah, you gatekeep. Oh, no, that's how I feel about certain mics in Nashville. They gatekeep a lot. But if you wanna go tonight, or how you feeling?
What time?
I think we have to leave here by 7:30.
Have to leave here at 7:30. I'm booked to sing tonight at 7.
Where?
At church.
At church?
Yeah.
A night.
They're having
church?
a conference.
Oh, one of those conferences, church conferences.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna be singing with a group of people. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
They're paying you, right?
Refreshments. I need refreshments.
Come on, man. You gotta get. Look,
I'm getting my feet wet. One day I will be there, but I'm willing to. These are people I love and care about and know. So I don't care. I don't care about being paid.
Yeah.
But I need to get over this fear of singing in front of people too. Like right now, even with getting on stage with doing the comedy, I'm trying to overcome fear so that when it is my time, there is no big nervous breakdown. I'm ready. I'm prepared. That's how I see it. I'm seeing everything as a process right now. For the first time in my life, I'm not rushing. So I'm not rushing to ask for anything. I don't even care about it right now. I just want to be in the mix as much as possible so that when it is my time, I'm there and there's no questions. This guy went through the process.
Yeah.
He's ready.
Well, I'll let you know this. I'm not saying to give up church. I'm not saying to don't work and whatever. All I'm saying is I think you should focus on comedy because you are funny and your jokes kind of make sense when you're on stage. And I feel like if you pursue comedy, you're gonna make it, right? Like you're not. It's not like you're not funny, right? It's just I feel like you're wasting your talent by just doing 100%. Other things other than comedy, right? And I don't tell it to everybody, right? But I'm just letting you know, like I feel like if you don't continue to do comedy, you're gonna be like 10, 15 years down the road, you'll be like, man, I wonder if I would have just continued to do comedy, you know? Because you're a funny guy, dude. It just sucks to see people that are like you that don't pursue it, you know? And it's like I know you have other things in your mind, but sometimes it's not always the right path, right? Like I just feel like that sometimes. Sometimes the path you're going, it's not the right one.